Bobby G here in the studio, providing the rock for your workday. And today I'm honored to have a special guest returning to the studio. We have Michael Barentine from Soldier Dogs for Independence. How you doing, Michael?
Pretty good. About yourself?
Doing all right. I've had you in the studio once before to talk about your awesome organization, and we're having you back now to talk about not only Soldier Dogs for Independence, but also about the Insane Inflatable 5K, which you and your organization are the beneficiary of this huge event. So that's got to be pretty exciting for you guys, right?
Yeah, it's a little humbling and overwhelming, to tell you the truth. We never expected to get so big to have the community behind us this much, but it's definitely much appreciated, and like I said, very humbling to be in that position.
Yeah, now we'll certainly want to have you talk about Soldier Dogs for Independence in just a minute, but just to remind our listeners that the Insane Inflatable 5K is coming up on Saturday and now Sunday, June 27th and 28th. It got so big, we sold out the first day. This was only going to be a one-day event, and over 3,000 people have signed up already, so we had to extend it to a second day. So the more and more people that register for this event, the more proceeds going to benefit Soldier Dogs for Independence. So we obviously want more and more people to sign up for the Insane Inflatable, right?
Sure, absolutely.
All right, now this is your organization is still fairly young, but man, the attention it's gotten over the years it has been great, and it's growing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely growing. We're on a waiting list through the beginning of next year.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's kind of cool that you have so many people wanting to use your services. It's kind of sad at the same time that you have such a need for folks.
There's definitely a need there, and hopes of this year is raising enough funds to where we can find a building.
Okay.
About a 10,000 square foot building. So then our waiting list will not be that large.
Right.
The reason why it's so large right now is because we're doing it in such a small space right now.
Okay. We're talking with Michael Barentine, who's the president of Soldier Dogs for Independence. And in case the listeners don't know, explain what it is, what services you guys provide.
Soldier Dogs for Independence. It's matching local veterans from war and non-war situations with local shelter dogs. And then we trained them as a team to become a service dog team. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, after about 6 months of training together, these service dog teams are in society, living everyday life. This dog is basically taking the burden that the veteran has, if it be anxiety in crowds, nightmares at home. That's a big one for returning war veterans is nightmares. They wake you from nightmares prior to you actually going into them, so you actually get a night's rest. All the way up to and including they do mobility. There's some that alert to seizures. There's a individual that has a defibrillator, alerts to the defibrillator before it goes off. There's another that kind of when an anxiety attack goes into full force, that dog jumps on his owner and regulates his breathing by trying to get him to get in tune with him and breathe with him. And ultimately, our goal is to stop a statistic. There's a statistic of 22 veterans every day that commit suicide. Mm-hmm. And that's a real number. 22 is a real number. You know, we just laid to rest last Friday another one of our vets here locally. And you know, we kind of do that in honor of her and the other 3. I've lost 4 to suicide since I've been back from Iraq.
Wow.
You know, that's why our organization does what we do. We train we train the veterans to train the service dogs, but then we offer another service, which is 24/7 where our phones are open. So if guys are contemplating suicide or just feeling down, I don't care if it's 1 o'clock in the morning, they call me. I've met plenty of guys at the ER helping them get through their situation. We try to talk them down. If we can't, we refer them and help them with escalating the help that they need, rather it be, you know, inpatient, outpatient, whatever it is. You know, we're not doctors. We're just real life experience. We've been there.
Sure.
I have a board where 3 of us are Iraq war veterans. Mm-hmm. So we've been through a lot of the situations.
Sure.
And it helps these guys a lot to know that they have a veteran there to talk to.
We're talking with Michael Barentine, who's the president of Soldier Dogs for Independence. And not only are you a veteran yourself, but you've also got a doggy of your own.
That's right.
Explain how your dog helps you, you know, and how it's affected your life.
About it was actually April 5th of 2013. That's how important the date it is. I remember the explicit date. I remember how I got him. You know, we were at the home show downtown. didn't, I was working at Menards. I was there to see a couple contractors get out. My little girl kept on hearing the dogs bark, said, "Daddy, let's go." I was like, no way. But of course, she's about 3 or 4 at the time. So of course she's going to win. I go down there, and I don't have a small dog. I have a 96-pound pit bull mastiff.
He's a beast.
And my little boy, who was 10 months at the time, was giggling while I was talking to someone. The lady actually happened to be my wife's friend and former coworker. And I looked down, and he has the mouth of this dog in his hands, and this my dog's just wagging his tail, just smiling, and they're having a good old time. And the lady my wife knew said, "Hey, we have an organization that's right next to us that may be able to help your husband." And we said, "Heck, why not?" This was kind of the final chance. My family was falling apart, and next thing I know, the next Monday, I was in courses with this big lug here, and. We started getting our life back. I'm diabetic. I have high blood pressure, among a lot of other things. And those are a couple of the things that he can alert me to my high blood sugars.
Yeah.
Probably the most miraculous thing, I think, is the nightmares. He wakes you from nightmares before they start.
It's just amazing to think about a dog recognizing when you're sleeping that you're having a hard time, and it recognizes that and is able to help you out.
The adrenaline, they smell the adrenaline pumping. There's a chemical imbalance
crazy.
in your body, and they actually smell that, and they can sense onto that. They can also we position them to where they're close to you. So if your legs start to your spouse is going to know what you do when you go into a nightmare, and we're going to position the dog to where when that motion starts, the dog's going to be alerted, and the dog's going to bark or lick you or whatever they have to do to snap you out of it.
Yeah. Michael Barentine, president of Soldier Dogs for Independence, joining us here in the studios. You said you already have a waiting list, so obviously there's a lot of folks that know about your organization and wanted to take advantage of those services. For folks that want to learn more, want to also get on that list and be a part of it, how do folks get more information? How do they contact you? Where do they go?
Okay, probably the best place to start is going to be soldierdogs.org. That's our website. We just newly launched a brand new website. There's a blog on there that goes through a story of a gentleman that his last day on earth was the day that he came to see me. We talked, and he took one thing out of it, and now he's thriving bigger than he ever has. And there's a lot of success stories like that.
Sure.
And it's just, for a veteran, hope is a big thing. When you give hope to a veteran that's in need, they don't want to take it initially, but then it's overwhelming that they have that hope. So soldierdogs.org, that's where you can find out more information. There's actually an application there online you print out, you can fill it out. Then our contact information is on there. You can also email us. And also one thing to point out, because we are talking about the Insane Inflatable, there's a flyer on our front page. We're still looking for volunteers to help with that course. You click on that flyer, and it'll take you straight to a form to sign up as a volunteer that'll go straight to us. So if maybe you don't want to run the inflatable 5K, you can definitely be a part and help our organization help as many veterans as possible by coming out there and just giving a few hours of your Saturday or Sunday up to help save a veteran's life. It is a pretty easy trade-off, I would think.
Yeah, certainly worth your time and effort. Michael Barentine again, president of Soldier Dogs for Independence, and you can go to soldierdogs.org for more information. And if you want to help them out, register for the Insane Inflatable 5K, because this organization is the beneficiary. So every person that signs up means more proceeds going to benefit this amazing organization. Again, that event is Saturday and Sunday, June 27th and 28th at the Vanderburgh County 4-H Fairgrounds. For more info about the Insane Inflatable, you can go to our website, which is 103gbfrocks.com. Michael, thank you so much for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me.